mistakes on these projects is, number one is always the system integrator. So a lot of system integrator, when you ask them at the beginning, do you know how to do this? They always say yes. But you really want somebody, if you get reference or case study of what they've done, so you know that they actually know what they are doing. And the second part is usually the equipment that is chosen by the integrator who is not experienced. So things like materials that are not compatible, so you get corrosion or very short lifetime. Things like materials that are not rated for temperature and pressure of your factory, so it breaks down a lot quicker. Right, so we'll quickly finish up. So this is the final case study. It's a resin plant. This is the same story. So it used to be mostly manual plant, right? So they would mix. So resin is like adhesive that you use for furniture to make the wood stick. So if you look at low cost tables, it's actually wood chips. It's not solid wood, but it's wood chips. And then it's combined with resin to become a solid wooden material. So it's a combination of 6 or 7 chemicals, such as formalin, water, nitric acid, and so on. And then you need to mix it according to customer request. So the customer with the highest quality will ask for the most active agent like formalin, so it becomes more sticky. Whereas the cheaper customer cannot afford the expensive product, so they need just add more water, so it's cheaper. So in this project, the main complexity is in batching and ratio control, because all of those things need to be mixed to the correct concentration. Now, another component is that about 5 years ago, they had one big accident where the chemical pump was not turned off, but on the other side, the valve to the tank is already closed off. So you have this situation where the pump is still pumping, but it's already shut down. The outlet is already closed. So you get a big pressure buildup, and then eventually the pipe burst. And this caused all the chemicals to spill on the floor and cause a big problem and a factory shutdown and many government fines. So this is a computer screen of some of the factory parts. So this is the part where they're mixing the two components, which is formalin and water. So everything is configurable from the screen. And then you can even add recipes. So for example, customer A is buying the same concentration mix every time. You can put that into a recipe, and then with just one click, and you put in how many liters of chemical you want, the whole system can take care of that for you. And the accuracy is a lot better than manual work. Right, here's another part, which is all the reactor. So once they are all mixed together, they need to be heated so that the combination works well and all the chemicals are mixed together. And then here's the final part, which is what is inside the reactor, the heating reactor. So you get things like analysis, like the weight, temperature control. You have the pH analysis and things like that. So all of this you monitor, and if you were to do it manually, this would be very complex, and you need a lot of people. Right. So here's the benefit analysis of what they did on the upgrade. Number one is better safety. You there is much less risk of piping burst because there is now pressure sensor on the pipe. And when the pressure is too high, the system will automatically turn off the pumps. Number two is better product quality, right? So in the past, the recipe is probably accuracy of 80%, now becomes 95%. Number three, this is the part that is most beneficial, is the higher productivity. So before, every time they make a batch, they need to check with the lab to make sure the recipe is consistent. But usually, because it was manual, they find out that it's not enough of material A or not enough material B, and they need to redo the mixing again. Now, by doing automation, they don't have to do that anymore. You get a more than 50% improvement in productivity because now when you make it, it finishes well and it immediately is good. So you don't need to redo the mixing again. This saves a lot of time and they can make a lot more product without investing in more machine. The final part is obviously a reduction of workforce. Um, in this case, it's about 40% because there's less field operators is required. Okay, now that's the conclusion of my presentation. Um, what to do next if you're a factory owner or a plant manager? Now, the first thing is usually to analyze your process. Is it efficient? Do you think it can be better? Maybe look at your competitors or look at in other countries what they do. And usually you'll find that automation is a key component. Now, maybe I don't know what the next steps are, if there's local suppliers, or maybe you can contact us um, for consultation process. But the final thing I want to say is that you don't need to automate all of your factory in one go. You can start by automating maybe 10%, 20%, and then build up to more automation. You can do it gradually, and no need to do it all in one go. Yeah, that's it.